What I hope you get out of this presentation today is to learn about some of the features and benefits of Office 365 in the cloud and get some immediate feedback on any questions or concerns that you might have running Office 365 in the cloud, and to give you somebody to talk to in case if you are thinking about implementing Office 365 or if you've partially implemented it. This is something that Talon can help you with and get directions in taking the next steps to move forward with Office 365. My name is Dan Flewitt, and I am the Practice Director for Cloud Technologies here at Talon. I've been in the industry for a little over 17 years, and at Talon for about 15 of those years. And I've had most of my experience in delivering enterprise solutions across a lot of different verticals of manufacturing, retail, finance, and recently all my work has been doing solutions in Microsoft Azure and Amazon EC2. About Talon, we're a national systems integrator. We have offices across the United States with our main office in Hartford. We have offices in Boston, New York, Tampa, Washington, D.C., and Southern California. We're a Microsoft partner with 5 full competencies, and some of our client lists include Evenflow, Covidian, USB, Credit Suisse, XL Global, and Bloomberg. What I would like to start out today with seeing the reason why I assume that most people are here is you have a lot of these same business challenges that are up on the slide. One of the business challenges that we have here at Talon is many of our employees work at customer sites, and we don't see each other very often. Is there sometimes when, we'll be off on a client site for anywhere from 3 months to a year, and you might not be in the office all that often, but you're constantly collaborating with people from the office. And then there'll be times when you need a VPN connection to get some offices that you may have, get some documents that are shared on a file server. And, that's just an infrastructure, not nightmare, but it's just not as easy as being able to collaborate and share stuff on the web. So what we're going to get into today is some of the stuff of sharing documents through Office 365, SharePoint Online, and SkyDrive. Another challenge is that we don't see each other very often. I've worked at Talon for 15 years, and there's people up in our Connecticut office that I've probably seen about 4 or 5 times in the 15 years. But with our implementation of Office 365 and using tools like Link and some of the video sharing and screen sharing, it's like I see these people every day. So even though you don't physically see them, you can collaborate with the tools to have virtual offices and be able to be like you're sitting right next to the person. The other thing that people say is for smaller businesses that they don't have time to manage the IT infrastructure, and it gets costly. With Office 365, it's all in the cloud, so you don't have to manage it. It's all managed. It's software as a service, so it's there and it's for you. The one thing that we want to present to you today and to try and explain how Office 365 can make you more productive anywhere, how it can help you work better together, and simplify but still stay in control. And that is a big thing with the administration of it, is it's a lot simpler and you have a lot more control. And a lot of people think that when things are out and running in the cloud, there's really no control. And a lot of the fears are people's not knowing, and they think that because it's running out in the cloud, it's insecure, and all of those kind of myths. Until you really understand how it works and how it's running, then a lot of those concerns go away. And then the last thing is getting more for your investment. One of the new things with Office 365 is it licenses it per person, so that you can install it on up to 5 different devices, rather than having a license for every single device that you have. So Office 365 is your complete office in the cloud. And First of all, we mean the Office apps. We mean PowerPoint, we mean Excel, we mean Outlook, but also Office 365 in the cloud. It gives you all of these other things too. It gives you business class email, it gives you Outlook, it gives you file sharing, high definition video conferencing, technical support, financially backed SLA of 99.9% uptime. And I can honestly say we've been running on Office 365 for 4 years now, and I have yet to see the whole thing go down where we didn't have access. Where before, when we had our Outlook and everything running in our office, we would have a power outage, and it made for a nightmare once you get used to using all of these collaboration tools. That when you don't have a quick click to chat or click to a meeting, you realize quickly how effective these tools are. The 4 things that I'm going to focus on today, Office 365, I could probably do easily a one-day presentation on all of the features of it. But the 4 areas that I'm going to focus in today is Office and Exchange Online, Lync Online, and SharePoint Online. So the first thing that we want to talk about is being more productive anywhere. And one thing that I realize is when I travel is that you have a lot of time where you're kind of sitting around doing nothing, waiting for a connection on a flight, or you just boarded a flight and you're sitting waiting for the door to close, and somebody sends you a document and you need to make some quick edits on it, or you need to read it real quickly and say yes, it's approved, and let it go. So one of the things that you can do with Office 365 is being more productive anywhere. Because of the use of Office on all of the devices that you have, on Office you can use it on your PC, laptop, on your Mac, on your tablet, on your smartphone. And some of the demos that I will get into today is you would expect Office to work fantastic on all of your Windows devices. Well, it also works on iPhones, and I have a few demos today to show you some of the apps on my Android that I'm using. So we'll go through and show some of the demos on the PC and as well as on the iPhone, so that you can be productive just about anywhere, anytime, with all of the features that it has for it. One thing that makes you more productive is there's times when I said that you might want to look at a document and you had it saved on a file share that's in your office. Well, once you're outside of your office and you don't have a VPN connection, or you're pretty much out of luck of being able to access that document. So one of the things with Office 365 is you can save all of your documents up onto the cloud on a feature that's called SkyDrive. And SkyDrive will just show up as another folder on your computer, and you can save documents to that SkyDrive. And what it'll do, it'll put it out on the cloud for you, so that if you log in from another PC, or if you logged in from your tablet, or if you logged in from your smartphone, you can have your SkyDrive also connected to that same repository and go up there and have the same documents on all of the different devices. And this is one thing that I personally use all the time. I work between my laptop and 2 different tablets that I have, depending on where I'm going or what I'm doing. But almost all of my documents that I have now are saved on my SkyDrive, and no matter what device I'm on, I'm able to go and retrieve that document and work on it. And you can also save those documents up there, as well as share them with people. The other great thing with Office 365 now is that you can get anything that you need that's in the cloud service from a browser. They have Outlook online that's in the presentation here. The other things that are now available is the Office web apps are improved, and they're not a one-to-one comparison with the full-blown Word or the full-blown desktop application, but it will let you do about 90% of what you needed it to do to make edits and fix things. Or one of the things that are in there now is if you're collaborating with somebody, you can put comments and reply in line. So if you're editing a document, and I have a demo on this that will be coming up, is if you're collaborating with somebody and editing a document, both of you can edit the document at the same time and see the edits that are coming from the other person. So it's very helpful, I know, in our industry when you're working on a proposal and you need to put in your part and the UX team needs to put in their part and the salespeople need to put in their part. You're all kind of working on different parts of the document, but as you're updating them, you can see what everybody else is updating at the same time. As I said, that you can, with Office 365, you can get Office on demand. And if you're working in a place and you need to use the full Office suite, you can stream Office to any Windows 7 or Windows 8 machine. And say if you're working in the hotel lobby and you pull up your documents on the web page, you can click this Use Office on Demand, and it'll stream the Office application to any Windows or Windows 7 or 8 device, and then you can do all of your edits in the full-blown Office. So the next thing that we want to talk about is working better together. And this will enable your workforce to work together. And let's dive into some of the functionality for Office 365. So one of the things that I love about Office 365 and that I feel like I couldn't live without now is a lot of the features that they have inside of Link. And Link is just a lot of people think that Link is just a chat software, but Link is pretty much one of the applications that I use most on a day-to-day basis. It lets you meet whenever, wherever. You can see, as you can see in the presentation here, you can see other people's availability. If they're in red, they're in meetings. They're green, they're supposedly working or doing something. But you can see if you need to ask somebody a question with a quick click of a button. You can create a meeting, start collaborating with somebody, share your desktop, have a virtual whiteboard session. You can use the Link audio to join meetings so that you can start to talk to somebody right away. And you can even use video so that if you want to do a one-to-one chat with somebody, you can do video on it. This also works great where you may have a meeting, like two different meeting rooms that have a lot of people in them. And a lot of times on a presentation where you can't see anybody, you start to hear voices and you're not sure who's talking or what's going on. With Link, you can do HD video. So if you have video capabilities in your conference room, you can start a meeting with somebody else and both of you turn on your cameras and TVs, and then you have a meeting with video. The other thing that is inside of Office 365 is letting you share things pretty easily. You can share documents from your SkyDrive. You can share documents from SharePoint Online. You can co-edit documents in real time. And we're going to get into a few demos that will show that. One of the things inside of Office 365 now is with the ribbon here on the left-hand side is when you click a share, you can invite people to share with. You can get a link. You can send it as an email, present online. It does it all so that you don't have to think about how to do any of this. It's all right here at your fingertips. The one other thing is with Office 365, it lets you deploy Office on desktops pretty quickly and almost effortlessly. When you log into Office 365, you have a screen that looks just like this, and it will let you click and install Office 365 on your machine. And it's built on virtualization technology. So that way, once you have that installed, you can go online, go offline once it's installed, and have your regular type of Office right on your machine. The other good thing about Office 365 is you can run it side by side with older versions. It's not one that you have to uninstall the old versions of Office. You can run them all side by side. For one of the things that the admin people like now is that with Office 365, since it's up in the cloud, it's backed up to redundant servers. And as I said before, it comes with a 99.9% financially backed availability guarantee. So there's a lot less worry for IT. There's also, since it's running up in the cloud, everybody's always running on the same version. You don't have to go and install all the service packs and do all that. Since you're running the cloud, it's the latest and greatest, and you don't have to really worry about people that, if across your organization, there's sometimes when we work at client sites, you'll be working with somebody, and somebody that may be in the IT department has the newest and latest and greatest of Office, and then you go and look at somebody that works in the marketing department or in the sales department, and they're still running Office 2003, so that you get that contingency of the versions when you put some sort of special table or you do a new whiz-bang thing that's in the new Office, and somebody opens that up in the old one, and your document, what was looking very, very pretty, all of a sudden just looks like a pile of garbage now. So with Office 365, everybody's on the same version, so you're tending not to worry about a lot of that. Getting more for your investment. Right now you're thinking that we're going through this, and a lot of that sounds good, but how can I afford it, and what do I do to get the best bang for my buck? And Office 365 has the broadest definition of productivity and collaboration means for the business. You get all of the big business tools at a pretty affordable price, depending on how big you are. That it's always different with the licensing from Microsoft. But Microsoft is really trying to keep the businesses in their sites and building professional tools for businesses that help them collaborate, that help them do their jobs and have people become more effective and more productive, so that, and with the latest technology, because Office 365 is a cloud subscription, you'll always have the latest and greatest technology. Office is the most common application used for businesses in years. So by being on the latest and greatest, and you don't have to worry about when you go to a client site or you're working with somebody outside of your business that you don't want to be that company that's still running Windows for Workgroups or Word 2003 when it's up 2013 and you're running something that's 10 years old. One of the other things is you don't need to upgrade any services to use Office 365 since it's all in the cloud. So it cuts down on the costs related to server maintenance, related to the full-time employees or the people that are maintaining that. And Office 365 is getting more and more intuitive with the thing, so that means a lot lower training costs. And the one last thing is they're trying to simplify their licensing, but I feel like with Office 365, they've done a good job of simplifying the licensing by doing it by user rather than by device. Because the way people work now is they work on their phone, they work on their tablet, they work on their PC at work, they may work on a lot of different virtual machines. That means that you're trying to spend all of that time tracking all of those licenses, and when it's really only one person that's using it on 5 different devices, so they do let you do the licensing across up to 5 devices. Now I'm going to jump into a few demos to go over a little bit of what I just presented. So I'm going to switch now from the presentation to my desktop. So the first thing that I'm going to go through and show you is how to set up a linked meeting with somebody and the different features that you can have there. So inside of your calendar, there's a button on the ribbon for a new linked meeting. And then we can send it out to the people that we want it to go to. And inside of the meeting request, there'll be a link to join the link meeting. And if you're sending a link meeting to somebody that doesn't have link installed, they'll still be able to join the meeting through the link web interface. And if you're joining the link meeting from a PC that your speakers or your microphone don't work very well, it also gives you a phone number so that you can call in and join in through the phone. So what a lot of people will do is join the link meeting on their PC so that they can take advantage of the screen sharing and that type of thing, and then join in on the phone because the landline may be your best speaking and listening device that you have available to you. So we'll send that meeting out. Now I'll join the meeting here, and that shows that I'm in there. Now on another PC that I have, I'm going to log in as the person that I sent the meeting to. And now on the screens that I just showed you, that was the full-blown Office. This that I'm showing right now is the Office 365, the web version. So I accepted my meeting. And I'm joining the meeting. And one of the things on this machine that I have right here is I don't have any audio devices set up. So one of the things that I can do is I can tell Link to call me. I can say use a new Link call or call a new number. And if I put in a number here, you'll hear in 1 second my phone ring as it calls my iPhone. So that's one of the other features in here, is that if you don't have it, then if you don't have the audio on your phone, on your PC, you can have it call you if you didn't call in for the number. And then now you can see that this user right here is me, the Daniel O365. Nicole's also joined the meeting, and my other PC has joined the meeting. So one of the things that we can do right now from inside of here is I want to say, hey, I'm going to have myself share my screen. All right. So that was going over some basic features of Link, of showing how you can easily start a chat with somebody, how you can share your desktop with pretty much a click of a button. If the video was hooked up on these, this is another feature here where you can share the video. If you were in this meeting and you wanted to add more people, with the click of a button, you can just invite more people from your contact list. The next piece that I wanted to show was how you can use Office 365 with some other devices. So right now I'm going to show how we can do a chat session between the PC here and the Link application that I have installed on my phone. So on my Android, you can see that we have there's a Link 2013 application. So what I would like to do here and then as you saw, I don't know how quickly it came up there, but you can see that I had a message come to my phone that says, Dan, can you join us for a chat? And now this screen over here on the right-hand side is the Link application on my phone. So with the Link, you can start to type in from your phone. And this is a Link conversation going back and forth from the PC to my phone. So the next thing that I would like to demonstrate is the use of the feature before that I was calling the SkyDrive. And once you install SkyDrive on your machine, it will show up as another folder that is on your desktop or on your machine, and you can put any folders in there. And you'll notice something that looks a little bit off about these folders is there's a little green check mark. And that green check mark is just telling you whether or not the folders are synced up to the cloud. So and as I said before, I use SkyDrive to save just about anything at all that I'm working on personally, because as I move from device to device, it will be available to me. What I'm going to show you here is this is my Office 365 demo directory on my PC, and then I'm going to open up the SkyDrive application on my phone, and you will see the same documents up there. Now, if I open this document from my PC, you can see it here. And then you see the same document in both my phone and on the PC. and I'm going to change it on my PC and save it, and then it usually takes about a minute to sync it back up online, but we'll make a change there and then go back to the document on my phone. And once we refresh it, you'll see that the change that I made on the PC is already synced up to the document that is up on the SkyDrive. So the last thing that I wanted to show you was a demo with SharePoint Online. And this one I saved for last because it probably is one of the most powerful tools that I've seen inside of Office 365. And it's the piece that I was talking about before, that's co-authoring of documents, where people can see changes to documents in line as they're making the changes. So right here in this window, this is the SharePoint Online. I'm logged in as an administrator, and I'm in a document library that has an Office 365 demo document in here. And then I can click on it from inside the web browser, and it will open it up in Word Web App. And like I said before, the functionality inside of Word Web App is probably about 80 to 90% of what the full-blown Word is. So you can go in and through a web browser, you can look and you can read this document, and you can print it, you can share it. The one thing that we want to do, that I want to demonstrate to you now, is editing the document. And so from inside of the web browser, you can click on Edit Document, and you can edit it in Word or edit it in the Word Web App. And for right now, we're going to go and edit it in the Word Web App. So now, as you can see, it opens it up, and you have the ribbon that looks just like Word, but remember, you're in the web browser here. So we're going to make this a little bit smaller. On this other machine that I have here, we're going to open up the same document. So we're in the same document library. I'm logged in as Daniel O365 on this machine. So I'm going to open up the same document inside the Word Web App. And you can see it looks the same. I'm going to edit this one in the Word Web App. So now we have both documents open, and the one on the right is open with the Office administrator. The one on the left is open with the Daniel account. So you see that the documents right now look exactly the same. And let's say that I was working on here, and I want to get rid of this line of text here, and I delete it. See that right away it was deleted from the one on the left-hand side. And then same thing being is let's try make a change and see how fast. So by doing this, you can have two people working on the document at the same time and seeing each other's changes and it's pretty much instantaneously. One of the things that you do not see on this web version of Word is, if you notice, there's no real save button. There's save as, but there's no save button. And that's because it's continually being saved as whatever it looks like in that point of time. So it's continually being saved up to the cloud, and you have the latest and greatest version. And now this is all great because it's the web app, but what happens if you want to do co-authoring of a document that you need to use the full-blown Word version of it? So if we needed to use the full-blown Word version of this, from inside the web browser, all you would need to do is click Open in Word. And it opened it up in the full version of Word. And as you saw when it opened up, is it showed me that other people were editing this. If you want to do the co-authoring inside of full-blown Word is a little bit different, only because you need to save to see other people's changes. So this is the web browser version of it, and we will open it up. We'll see what it looks like in the other side. And now on the left-hand side, I put in this Let's Make a Change, and right now it's not available in the full-blown Word until I hit Save. And once you hit Save, your changes will show up, or the changes that are in there will show up, and they'll be marked. So it's almost like you have track changes on inside of your document. And then if and I click Save, you'll see the change that I just had down there. That's about it for our demos. If anybody does have any more questions, please feel free to contact me at my email address,